Hello, everyone. Welcome to your April 2025 Ascension Energy update. So we have some amazing messages coming through for the month of April. We're going to be diving into all of the things that you can expect and some really specific downloads for us that are coming through for April. So hi, I am Rachel Gargan. I'm an energy healer, new earth leader, and an ascension guide. So I am here to help new earth leaders activate their spiritual gifts, step into their power, and build their soul-aligned empire. So we do all of the different things here at Rachel's Butterfly Effect. And as we kind of dive into April, it's interesting because the message that came through is you are the butterfly effect. So of course, right? Every single one of us has the ability through energy and vibration, through our actions, to create ripples of change worldwide. And we want to be reminded of this so that we're really stepping into our power as we step into April and bringing in that remembrance of how incredibly powerful you are and how you have the ability to be able to affect the entire collective consciousness with your own energy and with the decisions that we're making in our life. So one of the messages that came through, they had me write it down for us, is shine your light and hold space for humanity and others. We will gather and act for humanity. And many of us here, we are the teachers, the soldiers of peace, the light workers and the leaders, and we are bringing forward a tsunami and a movement of all of the events that are unfolding. So the way that this is coming through is like this tsunami of a light frequency is quite literally flooding the planet. And you are one of those forerunners that is assisting and actually bringing through this energy. Without you, this frequency wouldn't be able to actually come into this planet. And one of the amazing things that we are seeing is that we have chose, right, the ascension process. We have chose to evolve as a human collective. And this is so incredibly exciting because April really kind of marks another turning point for us in the collective where we get to choose our path individually as well as collectively in this ascension process. So with this, we also are being reminded of how powerful we are and that we always have a choice. Regardless of our current circumstances, we get to choose what energies we are playing with, how we are operating, and what decisions we are making and accepting in our life. And I know if you are here, you're most likely identify with being a light worker, a healer, a new earth leader. And this is really our time. This is that trailblazing time where it's like, okay, like, let's go. We got to get behind ourselves and really believe in ourselves and the mission that we have chosen. And the thing is they're bringing this in is that we always have a choice. Maybe you've activated your spiritual gifts and you actually choose not to use them in this life. Or maybe you feel called to be a new earth leader and you have the choice of whether you want to choose that or not. And many of us have and are choosing that I want to, yes, have that soul remembrance and that soul purpose. So when we incarnated here on earth, one of the things that I actually remember is they were like, okay, Rachel, do you want to remember? Do you want to remember your soul and all of the information and all of the places and the galaxies that you have traveled? Or do you want to forget? And I was like, I want to forget a lot of it, right? And I want to be able to have the choice to remember if I want to, so that I can just dive in and have the most human experience possible, because that's what we came here to do. So with that, we have the choice of activating that soul remembrance in this lifetime. But a lot of people talk about purpose and mission, and I'm here with a mission. And it's like, okay, but we have the choice if we want to lead in that mission or if we don't. And a lot of us are really coming into this choice point where it's like, okay, like I say that I want to, but I'm still like 1 foot out, 1 foot in. I say that I have a mission and I feel called to this mission and I want to share my gifts. I want to make a bigger impact, but like I'm kind of still like feeling like I'm hiding and I'm not actually going all in on this energy. I'm not really embodying what it takes to be that leader. And I know last month we can still listen to the March energy update because we talked about becoming self-led and who we are being. And this like still resonates because this is a theme that is going to weave through every single month of this year is who are we being on a daily basis? How are we being self-led on a daily basis? And how are we getting behind ourselves as the actual leaders of this tsunami of energy that is coming through? So as we step into April, we're seeing that like wave of light that is coming into the planet. So we have massive high frequencies that are going to be coming in April, massive rebirths. A lot of people kind of around the equinox, right? We're going through that death and rebirth cycle. So if that's you and you're feeling like you're like, Rachel, like I am dying, things are getting stripped away from me right now. I've popped a lot of illusions. I'm seeing things for what they are. Yes, maybe that is overwhelming. But the dust is going to begin to settle for you. And you're going to begin to come into that choice point of like, okay, like, am I going to shift this? Am I going to pick myself back up off the bathroom floor and like really get behind myself? Because we have that choice point. And for those of us who are really picking ourselves up, we're getting into our power, we're standing forward. It's like that tsunami is going to begin to push you forward and push you forward very quickly. So I'm seeing that a lot of us have maybe slid into that doubt where it's like, Rachel, I've not seen the evidence that what I meant to do is really going to work for me. I have not seen the evidence inside of my online business of people coming into my programs. I've not seen the evidence backing up the abundance that I know is possible. And the message for us is to really, right, keep going, keep leading yourself, because it's like that tsunami of energy. You're going to get pushed forward in April, and we're going to start to see more evidence of what you actually know is already possible. So how can we get ourselves into that knowingness? It's like, I haven't seen the evidence yet, but I know that this is possible for me and I'm ready, right? So that's a massive energy that's really coming in, and we're being asked right now to lean in, to lean into being soul led, to lean into being God led, to lean into being spirit led. And what does that actually mean? It means from your perspective on a daily basis, right? We maybe have some limitations, self-doubt, insecurities, things that are operating, but what is the truth, right? Or maybe we feel like, Rachel, I'm doing all of the things. I'm doing all the things. I'm shifting my energy. I'm doing the manifestation programs. I'm posting every single day on social media. I'm doing everything and I'm not seeing the evidence. So like, I'm starting to get to that point where it's like, come on, like universe, like back me up here, right? So what is really coming up is like, okay, what if we stop trying to figure it out and we actually started to be God-led, to be led by spirit, to be soul-led on a daily basis? And what does that look like? We need to go to spirit first. God, what do you see is available to me inside of my business? God, what is the next step for me today? Even before I did this energy update, right? We're a few days ahead of April and I knew I needed to do it at some point. And I'm like, hey, I can record that energy update on Friday. I can do it now. I could do it maybe on Monday at some point and get it out for the first. I'm like, okay, or I could do this and this, and I got to send that email. I got to get back to that client. I got to do this. So I could go into trying to figure it out and start operating and doing all the things that I think I should be doing. You want to know what I did first? Is I sat down and I was like, God, what do you see for my business? What do you see is going to really change and impact people the most? If I could do anything that was in alignment with you right now, what is it? And they were like, go record that energy update right now. And I'm like, okay. No questions. I just trust. I just get behind myself and I go do the thing. Because I'm led by spirit on a daily basis. I'm led by God on a daily basis. So that energy, so that God's will can begin to come forward in your life, so that you can begin to experience the truth of what is actually available to you. And of course, then are we operating in, I didn't put on any makeup, I don't know, maybe I need to do my hair, da 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 da, all the excuses of trying to figure out the best way to do something. What's the truth? You're beautiful without your makeup and your light shines through and it doesn't matter. So go do it. Now's the moment. Okay, perfect. So are we really aligning ourselves with the truth and aligning ourselves with what's actually available to us in our lives? Or are we limiting ourselves by how we think it should be? By the unknown, by the lack of evidence that we have seen yet that it is working? So they're really bringing in as well, like, what is a new earth leader? A new earth leader is someone who allows, right, ourselves to be led by a higher power. And we walk that out knowing that as we walk that out and as we come closer to our sovereignty and come closer to our own magic and light, that magic is going to begin to unfold in our life. And I don't need evidence because I know that that higher power is taking care of me every single day. God does not put limitations on you. And you can call it God, source consciousness, higher power, whatever. It's the same thing, right? The one true creator, God, source code energy, does not put limitations on you and sees the best for you, sees you in your highest timeline. So how do you know that you're on your highest timeline? Am I getting in my own way and tripping myself up and jumping all of the time between I'm high vibe today and tomorrow I'm on the couch feeling completely depleted, exhausted, in doubt, and have no idea what I'm doing? So when we're in those moments, how can we pick ourselves up? How can we begin to lead ourselves through that? And this is becoming that soul-led leader, where we begin to lead our lives from a higher space, a higher perspective, and in truth of what's actually available to you. So this is a lot of the energies that are coming through. And in April, we're going to be doing, right, the God-led experience inside of the Creator's empire. And for those of you who are really ready to start to step into that leadership, we also have the free wealth frequency vault for you so that you can get into the frequency of money, frequency of vault, frequency of manifestation, and start to move things forward. Because this tsunami of energy is bringing forward massive momentum, massive manifestation power, massive amounts of inspiration, ideas, new refreshing energy. So there is like this newness and refreshment that is happening in our system. So as you're kind of bumping up toward the end of March, beginning of April, of that choice point, I want you to really ground into your sovereignty and to connect in with God and allow yourself to be led into the truth of what you actually desire to experience and play with as your current human. And then from there, right, really knowing the truth of the power that you hold in being able to affect the entire collective. When you step into your power, you act as a way shower for others to step into their power. And then we begin to impact millions of people. So from the work that I'm doing, right, when I'm in my power and I'm helping other people build their soul-aligned six-figure empires, right, I'm affecting many people's lives, all my clients' lives, hundreds and thousands of people on a daily basis. And then those people are going out and they are affecting hundreds and thousands of people on a daily basis. And it becomes that ripple effect of change inside of this complex reality and begins to bring forward that new reality that we actually all desire. We all desire to experience more joy, more freedom, more happiness, more wealth, the ability to manifest in 2.5 seconds. And that's what's the truth of what is actually available to you. And April is bringing forward that energy. So we have the choice of really stepping into that wave that's coming forward. And with every wave that comes forward, there's new people awakening every single time. So this could be your first time ever here, listening to an energy update like this, or coming into my world at some point, right? It's because we have new awakening souls who are ready for new information, next level information. Maybe we've evolved to a point where we're ready to work in a higher level capacity and receive even higher level information than where we were before. So this is an evolutionary process where we're all evolving and stepping forward and up, well, up for lack of a better word, because there isn't actually that hierarchy, right? But we're stepping forward and leaning into the truth of what's actually available to you and that there is no limitation. So this is a lot of the energies that are coming through in April. So we're seeing that the beginning part of April, if we were to kind of break it down, is part of that choice point for us, where maybe things are shifting and recalibrating toward the end of March and beginning of April. And then we begin to move into that tsunami acceleration energy in the second and third weeks of April. And then from there, as we move into the end of April, right? It's like, I'm renewed, I'm refreshed. I'm starting to see evidence of all of the things that I have shifted and done over the last 3 to 4 weeks, and I'm ready now. And this is where we really are starting to fully anchor into our power, our authority, and our leadership. So this is the energy update for April. And if you enjoyed, like and subscribe. We have an energy update every single month. And if you're looking for some of those tools to really support you in these energies, the Wealth Frequency Vault is going to be for you, because this is going to help you build that momentum behind your manifestations. So as that energy comes in, you're operating fully in alignment with that energy. And it's going to get you behind your energy in a really, really powerful way that's going to be able to bring forward, right? Those rapid quantum leaps, those timeline jumps, those manifestations, your 6-figure empire, and begin to actually see, people coming into your world on a daily basis through your soul-led business. So dive into all of the tools that we have in there. And I hope that we all have an amazing April. And I'm sending you all so much love and light.